Welcome back to another video. Thank you for all the positive responses that you have been showing us. In today's video, we will be talking about 3 common mistakes that IELTS candidates make regularly. We have Abhishek with us. Let's start by asking him a question.
In today's video, we shall analyze 3 different cue cards and the mistakes that students make. This would be a detailed analysis which would help you to identify the mistakes that you might make when it comes to your speaking test.
The cue card is: describe a time when you were stuck in a traffic jam. You should say about when and where it happened, how long you were in the traffic jam, what you did while waiting, and explain how you felt when you were in that traffic jam.
Traffic jams are pretty common in a country like India. I have come across several such situations and whenever I get stuck in a traffic jam, I get pretty annoyed fast. In the place where I live, it is common to see traffic congestion on a daily basis. I have come across several such annoying situations, and sometimes I have to even take a day off from work because of the heavy traffic in my city. A lot of metropolitan cities in India face this similar issue of traffic congestion, and I believe that it is mainly because of the improper planning that the government does there. In the future, I truly hope that they would come up with solutions to prevent this issue of traffic congestion. I would like to talk about an incident that happened a couple of years ago when I got stuck in a traffic jam.
You can stop. Do you know why did I ask you to stop?
No, I think I went off topic.
To be specific, your introduction was lengthy. You spoke around 1 minute just about the introduction itself.
Right, so I should come to the main topic as soon as possible, right?
Yes. So an ideal introduction for the speaking would be around 3 to 4 sentences if in case it's short. If it is long sentences, make it 2. One statement you can say about a general and one personal, and then you can come to the topic. Otherwise, if you just beat around the bush, you will not be able to complete the entire set of questions within the time limit given.
Yes, on this note, I wish to reiterate that the most important part of a cue card is the main question. The main content of the cue card should be specifically mentioned, and you should come up with strong sentences related to the main topic. And remember, don't elaborate on the introduction a lot, as Alfonso just mentioned. You should state introductions in 2 to 3 sentences and then come to the main topic as soon as possible.
So if we can give an example to them, we can say how people feel about being stuck in a traffic jam, and then come to how you feel about it, and then start giving an example which you had experienced in the past.
Yes.
That would be a perfect start for a good introduction.
Right.
Let's analyze another mistake. Let's give him a question and then check it. The cue card is: describe a cafe you like to visit, where it is, what kinds of food and drinks it serves, what do you do there. Okay, Abhishek, can you start?
Yes. I have been to several cafes in my life and I enjoy visiting those with my friends. Here I'd like to talk about a cafe that I wish to visit in the future. The name of the cafe is Starbucks. Even though it is pretty famous, I haven't had a chance to visit Starbucks ever in my life. A new branch of Starbucks has recently started in my hometown, and I wish to go there with my friends in the near future. Even though it is a stone throw away from my place, because of my busy schedule, I haven't got the chance yet, and I'm pretty sure that in the coming weekends, I would definitely go there with my friends.
Abhishek, in this question, you made a mistake with the tense. The question is: describe a cafe you like to visit.
It was in present tense,
Present.
and I answered in future tense.
Tense. Rather, you should have told about a cafe that you'd like to regularly visit, maybe after your work in the evenings or in the weekends you would like to visit with your family members, something like that.
Yes, that's right.
You focused on everything on that you would like to visit in the future.
Oh yes, instead I should have said I go there every day in the evening or
Yes.
once in a week. And whenever I visit this cafe, I like to write a diary or
Yes.
spend some good time with my friends.
Read some books or
Read
something
books,
like
yes.
that. Activities can be told, but something that you do regularly, That's something better. Okay?
Yes. Again, remember, when it comes to your actual speaking test, you might come across familiar question, but it might be in the different tense. For example, you might have prepared a question like this, a skill that you learned, which is a question in the past. But for your speaking test, you might get a question like this, a skill that you would like to learn in the future. So you should be flexible enough to frame your sentences in a way according to the question asked.
The first step is read and understand the tense.
Tense of the question.
If you are getting confused about the tense, better you can write it down on the question and then paper that you get, and then start talking about it so there is no confusions in between.
Right. Also, it's very important to go through the sub questions in case if you have any confusions with the tense of the main question. When you go through the sub question, it would become pretty simple for you. Again, in this question, there was a sub question like this: what do you do there? It is pretty much evident from this sub question that the main question is in the simple present tense. That again is a very good tip that you can follow.
So to conclude, avoid making mistakes related to tenses. It is not necessary that it should always be in the past, or always in the present, always in the future. It depends upon the question that you get.
Right.
So that's about the second mistake. Last question in today's video. Describe an occasion when you saw many people smiling. When was it? Who was with you? Why they were smiling?
I like to participate in celebrations. Here I'd like to talk about a party that my parents organized when I scored good marks for my 12th grade. It was actually a surprise party. I still remember I said them my results, and a week after that they organized a party at a nearby auditorium. I went there in the evening and it was completely a surprise for me. It started around 5 in the evening and everyone was excited to see me. It began with a cake cutting ceremony as it was coincidentally my birthday too that day. I looked around and saw that everyone was happy, and I too was over the moon and I enjoyed that moment to the fullest.
Abhishek, can you analyze the keywords of this question and tell me?
An occasion.
Okay.
People smiling.
Okay. Did you talk about people smiling?
But I mentioned about them happy, joyful, and then I mentioned over the moon. But I didn't specifically mention about smiling, right?
Yes. You should have talked more about why they were smiling or details related to it, who was with you. That was all fine. But the keyword or the main focus should be about smiling.
Right. Okay. So this is one common mistake that many students make for the speaking test. Even though I didn't speak for 2 minutes completely for this cue card, this is just a sample to show you how students make mistake when it comes to the speaking test. Remember, this is one of the most common mistakes that many aspirants make when it comes to the speaking test. They assume certain things without focusing on the keywords. A similar question like this would be a quiet place that you like to visit. Many students often just speak about a park or a garden. The ambience should be there, and they should mention that it is a place away from the noise pollution, or they should say it's a place that is, mostly
they should describe how it is quiet.
Yes, that's there.
Or why it is quiet.
Yes, that's very important. Similarly, for this question, I should have mentioned that I saw them smiling. Smiling is something else. Of course, I can
What
be
is the
happy.
reason for the smile?
Yes, that's there.
Something like that.
So, of course, I can be happy without putting on a smile on my face. That's there. So, specifically analyze the keywords, understand it, and give stress to it when you speak an answer. Remember, another example here. An old person that you like to spend your time with. You cannot simply say it's your grandfather. Again,
you should specifically mention that he is an old person.
Old person. It would be a better idea if you could try and mention the age of this person to make the idea clear.
Then it's very clear. If you mention the age, it's very clear that person is old or not.
Right. So that's it for today's video. I hope it was informative. Please do subscribe our channel if you haven't yet. Also, please share our videos with your friends.
If you have any suggestions, do comment it.
Thank you so much. Bye.